Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Hello, world. Oh, I'm sorry, Pixie. I'm Chris Pirillo, and I think my dog is going to be fine. Just a little traumatized. Hopefully you're not. This is the Locker Gnome Daily Report, or TLDR for short, your daily dose of tech news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. All right, Daddy needs to get to work. Obviously, we're not genetically related, although both of us kind of need to shave. I thought that growing out your facial hair like this was cool. Aren't all the geeks doing it? Unless some of you are so young you've never had facial hair, in which case you've got something nice to look forward to. I'm damn near 40 years old and I'm still getting ID'd. Here's the name your own price designer bundle worth $766, and you name your own price? It seems that the average is currently $7.23. That's an insane deal at deals.lockergnome.com. Looks like you'll get over 6,200 OpenType premium fonts, high-quality app graphics, web design tool, unique texture sets, minimalistic website templates, the photography actions bundle, Flash decompiler? Really? Cool! Plus more, and it costs however much you want to spend. Okay, even if you're not a designer or never plan on doing anything with design, I'm betting that you know someone who might. Just sign in to earn $10 for each friend you refer. Not bad. I'm helping you make money. How many other YouTubers do that? Facebook has announced something for Android called Home. It'll be available for everybody to download and try through Google Play on their Android device, so long as your device is supported, although Facebook Home is also going to come integrated in certain phones. I watched the announcement stream in here, and I gotta tell you, it looked quite interesting. In fact, it kind of made me want it. They have a feature built into Home called Chat Heads, where you can be in the middle of an application, someone messages you, their head pops up in a bubble, you can tap it to open it without leaving the current foreground application. Plus, that kind of reminded me of the old song. You know? Fish heads, roly-poly fish heads, eat them up, yum! Oh, don't tell me I'm the only one who remembers that song. And don't tell me to quit my day job, because I got nowhere else to go! I'm an officer and a gentleman. And just so you know, I'm neither an officer nor a gentleman. That's why I blame my farts on Pixie. Oh, come on, don't tell me you've never blamed the dog. Either way, Facebook Home looks rather nice, and you can't really beat the price. So if you're into Facebook, yeah, I would say you would absolutely want to use Facebook Home. I just kind of wish they'd be able to port it over to iOS, but I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. I just can't help but wonder what Apple's going to do to kick it up a notch with iOS 7. If they kick it up a notch, I mean, they're in a dangerous position. They can't change iOS too much because it's familiar, yet they have to really kind of start moving the ball forward. So when Apple announces the next version of iOS, what are you hoping to find inside? What the heck is a macro anyways? I use macros all the time. It's a set of text or commands that you can initiate with a few keystrokes. So imagine if you typed the same thing over and over and over and over again, it took you a lot of time, you could program a macro to automatically type that for you without having to type so much. For example, my home address, I have a macro for it. Every time I type in HHOME and then hit space, it automatically populates whatever field I happen to be in with my home address. That's a macro. It saved me that much time. If you're not using macros yet, you may be wasting a lot of time. There's software available on every platform. In fact, on certain platforms, like iOS, there are macros built in. I'm still running my video feed at live.pirillo.com, and for the most part, I have the feed muted. Although, I did unmute it long enough the other day for some people to listen to me record TLDR and all the bloopers that went into it. I'm not going to do that again anytime soon, unless, of course, you would like me to open the microphone during the actual recording of TLDR. If that happens, it will likely be through the Audio Technica AT2020. I've posted a review there on lockergnome.com. If you know you like it and you know you want it, go.tagjag.com/AT2020 is the way I can save you money on the purchase. Sleek desktop profile, great audio quality, and, well, it's still working some amount of years later. Seriously, every day Seriously, at least once a day, someone emails me to ask which USB microphones I recommend. The AT2020 is one of them. Another one happens to be the Yeti. You know, this mofo. Hey, does your computer have crap on it? Well, you may want to download our complimentary Operation Cleanup Complete Malware Recovery Guide right now. It's complimentary, which means it's free. Candace Shane posted her thoughts on LucasArts going under. Who's next? We referenced this happening yesterday, and a lot of people are very disappointed. I know that Disney is going to continue to produce Star Wars titles, probably at a more steady clip, but it just wasn't working for them. And when something's not working, you gotta change things up. That's business. I don't think I've been enthralled with a Star Wars game since Rogue Squadron. I loved it. In fact, I think I still have my data file, the save file from way back when, because I ended up beating the game, got gold medals through all the levels and everything. I've got to be very careful in terms of when I get into a game, because I tend to play it more than I should be playing it, and I get a little obsessive. iPad price cuts have come, a signal that Apple is ready to release a new iPad. But is everybody ready for a new iPad? What could it have inside to make you want to upgrade? Ooh, I can think of one thing, a projector. I would love to have a projector built into my tablet PC. According to CNET, Verizon CEO says he's open to dropping contracts. I'll believe it when I see it. ComScore has suggested that Apple has increased its lead as top US smartphone maker, Samsung has had some gains, and Android is down for a second month in a row. My God, what does this mean? If you have an Android device, sell it! Because it's not worth anything. Actually, this really doesn't mean much. It's just a trend. Anonymous takes control of North Korea's Twitter and Flickr accounts, defacing websites in the process. Ha ha! Our question of the day is brought to you by GoDaddy.com. If you want to save money on your next purchase, just email me, chris@Pirillo.com. I'll send you my latest list of coupons. What is a better value, getting a new 11-inch MacBook Air or getting the older MacBook Pro 15-inch? In the description, he says that he's never owned one before. I'm assuming he's talking about a Mac, but he wants something in the $1,000 price range. But he doesn't want a really bad computer. Though I don't know what would constitute a really bad computer other than a computer that just didn't work. So, based on that, in terms of value, I would probably recommend going with the 11-inch MacBook Air. It's a great value. See, you can't really compare an 11-inch MacBook Air with a 15-inch MacBook Pro. They're two different types of devices, almost at this point for two completely different types of users. This very video, as a matter of fact, is being dumped directly onto my 15-inch Retina display MacBook Pro, and I'm using that because it is quite a workhorse. So I'm using this particular system because I knew I was going to be using it for video, something that would require a lot of CPU power, a lot of memory, speed. But you don't have to have an insane amount of speed to get value. Granted, this is a 13-inch MacBook Air provided to me by Parallels, one of our existing sponsors. And by the way, stay tuned because all you Vlogger Fair VIPs are going to get something from Parallels. I'm not going to say anything more at this point. No, by the way, it will not be a 13-inch MacBook Air. At either 13 inches or 11 inches, the MacBook Air is a great value. I have no qualms in recommending an iMac for a desktop machine. I also have no qualms in recommending a MacBook Air for a portable machine, probably over a MacBook Pro. And remember, this guy was specifically asking about the Mac. He didn't bring anything up about a traditional PC, like a Surface Pro, which isn't really traditional. I know I still owe you a few more videos, including my Surface Pro review, my MacBook 13-inch review, and then another video comparing the two, and that's where I'm running into problems, because they're both really good machines, but they exist for almost completely different reasons. So, Surface Pro or MacBook Air? Which would you go with? And why? I'm genuinely interested in knowing what you have to say. And no matter how you answer, I just appreciate you answering and liking and sharing the stuff that we are doing for you every single day, because otherwise I don't know who I would be talking to right now, because it's just you and me. You're really the only people I'm interacting with, because no one else knows that I did this video unless you share it with them, which I hope you do. We'll see you later.